This is the Khoodeelaar television channel being broadcast on the internet. Not on terrestrial, not on satellite, not on cable platforms. This edition of the Khoodeelaar television channel being broadcast at 20:30 hours GMT on Wednesday, the 22nd of January 2025, is part of the bulletins we are broadcasting, marking the anniversary, the 19th anniversary of the Khoodeelaar Stop the Brick Lane Hole, Crossrail Hole in the middle of Brick Lane campaign rally, held at the Brady Centre in Hanbury Street, off Brick Lane, London E1, on Sunday, the 22nd of January, 2006. Now, 2006, January 2006, was the month which was the time when Tony Blair made a belated attempt to expose as a crook and a absentee member of parliament, George Gate Galloway. In January 2006, George Gate Galloway took advantage of the offer made available for a considerable amount of money in context to George Gate Galloway on condition that he would go and disgrace himself in the so-called Big Brother house. The organization that made the offer would end them all, and all their dignities and their respect. Ironic, isn't it? Because the word respect was stolen by the cabal around George Gate Galloway to style their so-called party, which Gate Galloway had used in his successful launch of a rehabilitation of himself as a member of parliament after being kicked out of the Labour Party by Tony Blair. Disrespect accompanied George Gate Galloway. Looking back, during the month of January 2006, George Gate Galloway went to the Big Brother house and was later exposed as completely lacking in dignity and respect when he agreed to pretend to be a cat and exhibit all kinds of bodily submissions in front of another guest at the Big Brother house, Rula Lenska. Now, by all accounts, Rula Lenska, as a person, has been more dignified in her career than George Gate Galloway. When George Gate Galloway absented himself from the constituency, then constituency of Bethnal Green and Bow, and stayed away from the constituency, and as a guest of the corrupt Endemol criminals, there was a moral legitimacy in claiming that he should be sacked as a member of parliament for the disgraceful antics. And George Gid Galloway was treated to a campaign of negative propaganda conducted from parts of the constituency by temporary arrivees on behalf of Tony Blair. It was the Khoodeelaar campaign, and myself in particular, who weighed the relative values and merits, and in context, decided to salvage George Gid Galloway. On the 17th of January 2006, 17th of January being 5 days before the 22nd of January 2006. And it was on the 17th of January that I launched a major information campaign which was circulated to hundreds of thousands of Bangladeshis watching satellite television that week. And as soon as this became known through my presentation, broadcast on a satellite channel on the 19th of January 2006, hundreds of thousands of Bangladeshis living in Western European countries became agitated against the Crossrail Hole plot that I was highlighting was posing an attack on the community's existence in and around Brick Lane. That was the context and contextual beginning to the massive rally that took place at the Brady Center on the 22nd of January 2006. This was the biggest political event. This has been the biggest political event, spontaneously involving the spontaneous support of ordinary Bangladeshis living in Western Europe and in the United Kingdom. Despite the fact that he was, quote, elected, George Gid Galloway disgraced himself. He was not present. He was not present on the 17th of January. He was not present on the 22nd of January 2006. We shall be updating extensively on all of that in later editions.